Hey, sports fans, PBZ Sports Chaos. And you know what? It's playoff time. We're going to talk some NBA playoffs. We got college Frozen Four playoffs right now playing out live at the moment as we do this show. BC's losing 2-0 to Denver. By the way, PB, Denver is going for their 10th championship. That'll be the record in NCAA hockey. Did you know
I
that?
know. I know. I just heard that. I just heard that. And they've won like this will be their sixth one since 2010 or something like that. Like in the last four
Yeah.
years, they've won like six or
Wow.
yeah.
Much like the boys basketball, UConn now has 7 championships, I believe, or 6 championships, and they've won most of them since all of them since 1999. Nice dominating win over Purdue last week. But by the way, the women dominate the viewing audience. That Iowa game against South Carolina was the most watched game in all of the college playoffs or tournaments.
Wow.
So beware of the women, I guess, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, also going on right now, we get the Masters and we have the marathon on Monday. We're not going to predict that, but the Masters right now going on. We're in day 3. Uh, uh, Bryson Biceps was winning, but he fell off a cliff this afternoon, correct?
Yeah, he shot +3 today. So now he's sitting at I don't know. I think he's sitting at like -2 or something like that.
And Scheffler's still leading, right?
Um Scheffler's still leading.
Yes, right.
Yeah, Scheffler's -7, I think.
How about Tiger, though? Whoa. He was what, +1 going into today. And then he's now done, I guess, because he's 82 over for the day, right? 82 for the day, right?
Yeah, he shot +10 today. He's +11 now. It was his worst round in the Masters ever. But
Do
all he
you
had to do
think
was if he went out and just shot par today and stayed +1, he'd be in the top like 15, you know? It'd still
I
be
gotta believe, given yesterday, he was shooting on the practice tee at 6:45 a.m. He had to play his last 5 holes from the day before, yesterday morning, right? And then he had to play 9. I mean, a regular 18, I'm sorry. I'm sure that probably took a toll on him, given his
it had
injury
to.
situation, right?
Had to. It had to, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I don't know. Do you think anybody, I mean, you think this is Scheffler's tournament to win at this point? I mean, he's only one stroke up, but
I got down the guy Homas. Hamas, is that how you say it? Homas? I
oh
think
yeah,
that's
yeah. Yeah. He's in third right now. I think he's Nick five.
That's the guy I got right now. I think he pulls it off.
Okay. I wouldn't be surprised too if Xander yeah.
Schauffele, yeah, yeah.
Shoffley
You
Shoffley
know, it's
gets
kind of funny. I heard SVP and Andy North say this on Wednesday night. We pick him every year, but he doesn't do it. But we think this is the year he does it. Maybe he does, right? So
yeah.
we'll see. This kid Hamas, whatever you say his name, he's impressive. I watched him a little bit yesterday and this morning. He's impressive. I like the way he plays.
All right. Let's see what happens.
We'll see. We'll see. By the way, one guy that's not going to be around. I think he didn't even make the cut. Dustin Johnson. What happened to him?
Oh wow. Yeah.
I mean, he was the guy for like 2 or 3 years, and all of a sudden, ever since Liv, he fell off the earth, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. All right, let's talk a little bit NBA playoffs because it starts this week with the play-in games. TBD on the play-in games still, but we're going to make our predictions because it looks like the play-in games are kind of set, although West is a little bit up in the air, correct?
Yeah, West is just between Phoenix and whoever. Phoenix is in 9 right now, and then I mean Phoenix is 7 and whoever's 6, that could still and the Pelicans, that can still flip. But then the 7, 8, and 9 the 8, 9, and 10 right now is all up
Yeah.
in the air with Sacramento and the Lakers and Golden State.
All right. So PB, I know in past years the play-in game has meant something to the whole tournament, right? People have been in this thing. I think this year's play-in teams have no factor in the whole thing at all. I really don't. I think right now what you see 1 to 6 is what you're going to get in the conference finals going forward. That's my opinion. That's what I think. And
Yeah,
I think
I mean I hear what you're saying, but I mean look what happened last year.
I know, you're Miami Heat local
They
boy, right?
they got in as the 8, and they bet. By the way, they lost their first game, but because they were 7-8, they got to play again on the second day because they weren't the 9-10, they were the 7-8. And then they had to fight for their playoff life in that last game. And that's how they got in as the 8, and they went on to go to the finals. So you just never know. Especially
no, you're right. You're right. I will say this. If I'm picking 2 play-in teams to make it to the conference finals, it's going to be the 76ers if Embiid can stay healthy, which is questionable, right? Because his history. Embiid, and the other one is the Lakers. And again, if it's only if LeBron and AD stay healthy, in my opinion.
yeah. Trying to get in some light here.
All right. So, given that, what do you think? I'll tell you what I think. First of all, in the West, I got Clippers, OKC in the semifinals, and I got Denver, Minnesota in the semifinals in the West. In the East, I got Boston playing the Cavs, and I got the Knickerbockers. Believe it or not, New York finally has a basketball team. They play the Bucks in the conference semifinals. What do you think?
All right, I like those predictions. I think I'm with you on the East. I think I'm with you on the East. I think the West, though, we might see someone shake that up a little bit, but I do like Denver, for sure. I do like OKC. I have a feeling the T-Wolves are going to get knocked off. I don't know why. I just have this feeling that somebody's going to come in. They're going to be the 2 probably, right?
Yeah.
Somebody's going to come in. A 7's going to come in. Whoever that ends up being, I don't know. It could end up being the Lakers for all we know. It could end up being Golden State.
Well, and I just said the Lakers are one. They're the scariest ones of the besides the Heat in the East and the West. They'll
Yeah.
play. You're right. I mean, the Timberwolves, if they play their game with Anthony Edwards and Kyle Anthony Town, Cat's back, and they got the other big guy, the French guy that came from the Jazz. They are a team that can be very formidable defensively, and with Anthony Edwards, who I think is an absolute stud, they should win. But to your point, if the Lakers sneak out of that play-in and they get in there, that's going to be a challenge because AD and LeBron, they're goats, right?
Yep.
So we'll see. I'll say this: going back to the East for a moment, the one team I said this boldly about the Celtics getting into play the Cavs. I'm very concerned with the Celtics. I've said this all year long, because they seem to let their guard down. They've lost 2 games this week to playoff teams. They lost to Milwaukee, they got crushed. They lost to the Knicks, they got crushed. 2 playoff teams, and they had their stars in the game. I'm very concerned. The Celtics are the best team in the NBA record-wise right now going into this tournament, and I'm not so sure. They should be the ones to win this thing. I'm uncomfortable about it. What do you think?
I like what I see on the Celtics. I mean, they've been on national TV a lot, so I've been able to see them play a lot recently. That Knicks game obviously was an absolute debacle the other night, and then the last time they played Milwaukee too, they didn't play well at all.
No.
But they also, the Milwaukee game though, they weren't playing. Horford didn't play. I don't think Porzingis was playing that night either. So,
but Giannis didn't play for Milwaukee either.
I know. Though I do get nervous sometimes, but I don't know. At the end of the day, I still think they're the best team. I think they're going to win the year. I do.
So who do you have coming out of the East then?
I got the Celtics coming up.
Who do you got coming out of the West?
Denver.
Ooh, all right. I'm with you on that. It's a homer pick. I'm a little nervous about picking the Celtics. I think they could lose in the semifinals of the conference easily, but I got them beating the Knicks to win it to go to the East against Denver. But
you get the same? All right.
yeah, but if that's the matchup, if that is the matchup, Celtics don't win it. They can't beat Denver, in my opinion.
And that just so happens to be what the men's Frozen Four final is right now: Boston and Denver.
Oh my God! Can you believe it?
Yeah.
All right. I'm not watching it at the moment, but do you have it on? Is BC still losing?
It was between periods, so it was
okay.
Third period's probably started.
All
I
right.
can't find the right angle for light here. I don't know what's going on, but
all right. So we got coming up next week. We're going to talk NHL.
Yep.
And we're going to talk mock draft. Correct?
Yep. We're going to do Mark, we're gonna do the NHL predictions first for the playoffs because that starts on Saturday. We'll probably do the mock draft show maybe Sunday, if not early in the week, because the draft
Okay.
that Thursday.
All right, give me real quick. Do the Bruins have a shot at the cup?
Yeah, I do. I think they do.
Oh,
Yeah, I think they
okay.
do. Yeah, they're
Okay.
playing enough hockey. They're feisty. The other thing too is if you look at the Bruins record this year, they've lost a lot of games in overtime,
They
right?
have,
They
haven't
have,
they?
right? And what happens? But what happens in the playoffs? There's no three. There's none of that 3-on-3 crap, right? It's all 5-on-5 hockey. So
Right,
the
right.
so all those losses and overtimes, if they just played straight up 5-on-5, imagine how many of those games they probably would have won.
Good point. Good
You
point.
know what I mean? So, and you don't
That's a
play
good
the three
point.
on three and over in the playoffs. So I really think they're gonna outlast teams in that regard.
Ooh. So did they make it past the first round this year?
Right now we don't even know if they're gonna get the 1 seed, right? Depends what they do tonight and
Yeah,
what it
yeah.
does. But I think they do end up getting the one. They'll draw Tampa in the first round, which that's not an easy. I mean, we all know that if Vasilevsky gets hot, like Tampa can make a run. That's just a known fact. But
Yep.
what happens if you do follow the two, you get Toronto in the first round. So I mean, it's almost like it's a catch-22. I think that the Lightning own the Panthers. I don't think the Panthers want to get the one right now because I think if it's a 1-4 matchup with the Panthers and the Lightning, I think the Lightning can take the Panthers in that series. I think they match up
Ooh,
against them. But
okay.
if it's the Leafs and the Panthers, I think the Panthers take the Leafs down.
Okay. I'm with
Yeah.
you on that. All right. Boston, Denver in the NBA. We're going to talk NHL for sure next week. And by the way, Austin Matthews, will he get 70 goals?
What's he got right now?
69.
Oh, he has to get one tomorrow. Tomorrow, right? Is their last game?
Yeah.
Or whenever his last game is.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's say he does.
Oh, all right, man. All right, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Have fun in Mickey Land.
Disney World. Yes, sir.
All right. See ya.